So last week we started to put together a tool and already sim some of the layers. So I'm just going to show you a render that I got of one of the look we can get with that setup. Okay, so we see all the different elements. So it's maybe missing the shockwave, or it's not really strong right here. But today we're going to start to work on those elements, like those bits flying here in the air, like kind of embers, more looking with the straight of smoke, that big layer here, as well as the fireball. Okay, so I'm gonna copy paste my shockwave. Okay, and we're going to go first. No, first we're going to have to rename. So I'm just thinking, I don't have a name really for that element right now, so let's call this, smoke. Yeah, yeah, let's call it smoke, even though it's not really going to rise up. It's more like another layer of dust, but dust and fire together. But yeah, for now I'm gonna keep it as smoke, and if I find a better name later, I will rename that. Or feel free to do it on your, and just let me know what you name it. So and here we said smoke 1. So I'm gonna start with the emitter, and I'm gonna here delete. So first of all, let me come here, and we're going to start to delete our torus and use a sphere. Okay, so I'm gonna change this to a polygon, go to a frequency of 10, just to have enough faces and points on there. I keep my facet, so let's see what we have here. So I'm gonna get rid of my scale on Y. Now I'm gonna go with a little bit more extreme value. So I'm gonna change my height and my frequency. I'm gonna lower it a little bit. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, something like this. That's gonna be just fine. So I'm just gonna turn on my grid. Now I'm gonna just move that up a little bit. So let's see how high that goes. We can move it at a bit higher. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this one, and maybe let's lower it a bit like this and kind of break. Maybe we match. Yep. Okay. So fluid source. Let me just come here. I wanna emit fuel this time. Okay, so I'm gonna change this to fuel. density, I'm gonna change it to fuel, and I'm gonna scale it up to 1.5. That's okay. Gonna turn back on minimum distance. Then noise, I'm gonna use noise. So 1.5, that's okay. I'm gonna make my set influence a little bit stronger. Then if I come here, that's okay. I'm gonna change the scale. So okay, let's just look at what we're doing. So I said scale a little bit smaller here, the element scale. Yeah, something like that. So that's okay. That doesn't really matter right now. And cell size, I'm gonna go a bit bigger. Okay, with a really small cell scale. Okay, I'm gonna maybe bring this one a tiny bit up, and I'm gonna leave this as is. Just checking. Okay, and container setting, I'm gonna switch this to source fuel. Okay. So that's good. So now scatter on the side. That's fine, just displaying normals. Oops. This time I don't want it to go just down like this, closely to the ground. And actually I'm gonna bring this one down to 1, both to 1. I'm just gonna check quickly here, meditate view. Yeah, I'm gonna maybe increase it a little bit. Let's say 2.5. Maybe too much. Yeah, 1.5 seems alright. Okay. Yeah, so that's what we're going to get. Now, if I come here, so I leave this the same, then volume, we're grabbing N. I'm gonna increase the velocity a little bit to 1.3. Tack. I'm gonna add some curl noise in here, and it's animated. I'm gonna lower a little bit the scale to 0.7 or close to it. Then that's okay. I'm gonna leave everything else the same. Gonna go scale up volumes, noise, and I'm actually going to turn this one on. Yes, can we see something? No, unfortunately not. I'm gonna keep the noise off. Okay, just gonna hire here the max sense sweep. we should be good. Okay, we can still come back if really we need to. Okay, so I have to rename this as well here. So out smoke one. Smoke one. Okay. That seems good. So I'm gonna go up. Now I'm gonna come into my first dot network. Okay, so I'm just gonna rename my test here to Pyro. I'm gonna select it. So you know what? I'm gonna just this time I don't want to do the same mistake I did last time. I'm gonna just script it. Let's actually add a small script in here. Okay, using this. I'm gonna create a new one. So we're going to call this rename parameters. Okay, script. So first thing I want to do, I'm gonna open I want to open a new window where I'm gonna type in it the old name. Okay, so in that case it's gonna be Shockwave and the new name I want to replace. So when I go to the documentation of the Who module, okay, I'm gonna go straight at the bottom of my page, and I'm gonna go to the Who.UI module, and now in here I'm going to look for read multiple inputs. So I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna type here names is equal to who.ui dot read multi input, and now we're going to fill up all the parameters of a function here. I'm just going to bring Houdini here to the size and like this. So first the message, let me just create apply and show you what we get here. Okay, I get an error because I don't give any arguments, so let's first put something in here. So the message is like I'm going to use that message. I have no idea what to write right now. I'm going to figure that out later. So bottoms. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to set the bottoms I want. So the first one is going to be okay. Or let's call it accept to keep the same names they use in Houdini. Next one, it's going to be cancel, and I just put a comma at the end because it's a tuple. Okay, so if we look at heading tuple, that's the way to write it. And would that be enough? No, so what is he complaining again? So who did you read? Oh, hold on. I was looking at the wrong one. Okay, so input labels. So it's a sequence of labels. So what I'm gonna okay, message. I'm gonna do change parameter names. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Input labels. So in parentheses, I'm gonna start with old name and then new name. And let's see if I go here. Oh, bottoms with S. Apply. Okay, so it's gonna open for me this little window. So we see here the message is what gets displayed just here next to the information icon, and then all names. So we're gonna be able to input here the old name of the parameter and put the new name, and then click accept or cancel. So what's gonna return? So we see here it's gonna return a tuple, okay, with first an integer, so that's gonna give me the number of the bottom I just pressed, and then a tuple of strings, and this is gonna give me those two inputs there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna want to check that the difference between accept and cancel. So I'm just gonna go here and now print names 0, and let's I'm gonna close this one for now. Go here and bring a Python shell. Okay, so apply to update it. So now I click accept. I see the accept is going to return at 0, and if I press cancel, it's going to return 1. So I'm going to check always that if 0 is pressed, then I'm going to continue with my script. If not, I'm just going to pass. So if name and in brackets here, put 0 is equal to 0, then, and now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open first here, and I'm gonna copy all this, Control C, I'm gonna paste it, select from my for any nodes, line to the last one, press tab, okay, and now what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna write old name is equal to name and I'm gonna go grab the element and at index 1. Okay, so remember here is the tuple of strings, and then I'm gonna grab from here the first element in there, and then new name is equal to names, grab the first one here, and sorry, the second one, and then the second one as well. So now I'm gonna be able to grab the two different elements. Okay, so that being the old name and this the new name. And actually, if I press this one, oh, it doesn't let me do this. Okay. And I'm gonna add on at this line now. I'm gonna just make sure that I don't have like empty strings or just spaces like this, okay? So I'm gonna check, I'm gonna write name or just len name, len old name is equal to len, and now in here I'm gonna go with old name dot replace, and I'm gonna replace any spaces like this with an empty string. So if when I get rid of all the spaces, I don't have anything left, okay, so that's going to return then 0. And if I have something written in there, it's going to return at least 1 or more. That's what matters. So I'm going to copy this, paste this, and here I'm going to go with a new name. The reason I'm doing this is just I want to make sure that I'm not going to get any errors because I have the wrong name. If I write wrong the name, I'm not going to be able to check this because I have no way to know what the new name is supposed to be. But at least it's going to make sure it's not empty and replace it with empty strings. So now here I can add just and len old name and len underscore new name. So that's just going to make sure that I have something in both of them. Otherwise, I'm not going to go trying to replace anything. So old ref, I'm going to replace it with actually it's not going to be an expression. Doesn't matter. I'm just gonna wait. No, it does matter. So I'm gonna come back here, go one level up, go to who.parm, I'm gonna open this one in a new one, and I just wanna see no, I don't have that. I might have checked it last time already. I just want to check if it returns the type of parameter. I think I checked it last time. Maybe the parm template. Actually, this I think would give me the data type parm data. Yeah. So okay, I'm gonna do it like this because I think that's what I could have prevented here maybe. Anyway, I'm gonna do it now. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just make sure that the parameters we're looking at a string have a string type, okay? So I'm gonna close this one again, and what I'm going to do, okay, I'm just gonna turn this one off for now, and here. A new Python shell. I can close this one. And I'm gonna do p parm is equal to this. I just selected my parameter and drag and drop on top of my Python shell, and now parm is holding my parameter. Perfect. Now I'm just gonna come back like this. Oops. So why is it not willing? Oops. Where did it go? Okay, here. Okay. So what was I looking at? Okay, so parm template is equal at parm template. So now I'm gonna access that parm template. Yep, and actually here it gives me some information already. Okay, the name, the label, length, scheme, string type, not reference. Yep. And from there, I'm gonna go here and data type is equal to parm template dot data type. And if I type data type, now I see it's a parm data.string. Okay, who.parm data.string. Perfect. So now I'm gonna be able to do the same in my script. So if I come back here, and so we're going to go here. I'm gonna get rid. Let's just get rid of all of this for now. So if p dot parm template dot data type is equal to, we said, I'm just going to copy who.parm data.string. Just for the test, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do print p.name apply, and I'm just going to select them all and press rename. So all name we said was shock wave, and it's a test. We're not doing anything actually, that doesn't matter. So now we see it's printing out all the attributes that is from type who.parm data.string. Okay, so now I don't have to put that try except anymore. So we could actually update this one, but I'm not gonna do it now. Okay, so I can close this. Don't need this anymore. And now I'm gonna be able to eval a string. What is it here? So it's gonna return a string. So old parm is equal to p.eval as string, and if old name in p old parm. Then we're going to replace. So we're going to do the same we did here. Just show you again. Where did that window go? Okay, here we go. So we're going to store it inside a new variable, okay? And then we're gonna set the value. So deck new parm is equal to old parm dot replace, then old name, and we replace it with a new name. And now we're going to set our parameters. So p dot set, I think it's set. Let me double check that. Set values. I think. Hold on. Or just set expression. Should we just set? Okay, p dot set and a new parm. Now that should work. So let's try this. I'm gonna put that here. So I'm just gonna double check. So shockwave, Control C, and we want to replace this with smoke. So rename, I'm gonna paste this and smoke, accept, and that seems to be working. Okay, great. Oh, it didn't do there. Okay, I'm still gonna have to check for the expressions once. So let's update those expression ones. One thing I want to try first, because they had expressions. I'm gonna check if parm dot expression language. Yeah. Come on. Okay, so yeah, I can't return expression yet. That was erroring last time. That's right. Because it's not animated, so we can check if it's animated. So, did I check that last time? No, I didn't. So there's another thing we can check with the parameters. It's if it has keyframes. Okay, here. So if it doesn't have keyframes, I'm not gonna try to do the expression. If it has keyframes and it's a type of if it has keyframes, okay, we're gonna check if it has keyframes first. If it does, we're going to double check if it has an expression. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try two things. I'm gonna create just a keyframe here, and I'm gonna set parm1 is equal to this one. Okay, so parm1 dot expression language, just to see what that returns. And it right, because it's okay. No, that should be okay. Actually, I don't think it's gonna error if I go to check. If I just type parm1 dot expression. Okay, returns busy, so I'm fine. Okay, that's gonna work. So I don't have to worry about this. So what I'm gonna do I'm just gonna edit tool, keep this close here. In here, so if at that line here, if len p dot key frames, I think it's all lowercase. Yeah, all lowercase. So keyframes. Then expression is equal to p dot expression and if old name in expression new expression is equal to expression dot replace old name no yes old name sorry comma new underscore name. And finally we go here with p that set expression new expression. And now here I'm gonna replace my if with elif and then and else. Pass. Apply. And let's run it again. So shock wave and then smoke. Okay, we got an error. What is this saying? So let's just double check what it says. So in expression, who the so if and key frames expression. Okay, it seems that it somehow didn't like that. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna print a couple of things to debug. So print p dot name comma len and p dot expression. That's going to be at the second line. Print. Okay. So let's see this. So shockwave and smoke. Activation. Okay, so what do I have here for my activation? Creation. Nope. And one more thing I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna go n dot name just to know on which node I am. So apply. So shock wave smoke. Shockwave smoke. So emitter, okay, activation. Why does that not work? So len. Okay, first I'm gonna p.expression. And p.keyframes. Okay, so oh, I see. Why that happened? It's if I have more than one keyframe, Houdini knows actually that it is another expression anymore. Okay, so because if I would check here and I bring my curve, I see I have 2 keyframes. So based on that, that's a check Houdini does to see if there's an expression written in there, like if you would have if $f is equal to then do this or this. And this is something that would never happen with 2 keyframes. So even though it's written just Bezier, it knows it has more than 1 keyframe, so that's easy to fix. Okay. If it would have returned, did it return that error? I don't think so. It just returned another error. So shock wave smoke. Oh no, it did. So that's my bad. I didn't notice he wrote it like this. Okay, my bad. So let's just correct the code. So if len keyframe is equal to 1, I'm going to apply, and that should be working. So shock wave and smoke. Okay. And that worked well. So now at least I have a small tool here that's going to allow me to quickly update and properly without missing any attributes this time. Okay, I'm just gonna double check. I don't have anything in there that's no, in the sorry, definitely not. But I don't have anything pointing here. No, we did just top here. Yeah. So yeah, okay. So this time at least, I'm not gonna have to lose time like on with the last sim where I was just trying to figure out what I forgot. So smoke emitters sizes are good. Do I have any references here? I don't. That got updated. If I go there, okay, perfect. Any references here? No, I don't think so. So we're going to check this in a sec. And actually, I'm gonna get there. So initial data. So now I want to change a few things here. Actually, that makes me think that if I come here, density temp fell. Yeah. So I want to change my density here to be my fuel. Okay, so instead of density, I'm gonna change here this to fuel and rename this to fuel. Just making sure here I have only the fuel. Okay, perfect. So that got renamed for me, so that's fine. So I'm just gonna cut this and paste it into my fuel parm. And like this, now I'm good to go. Okay. So we're gonna go to a PyroSolver, and I'm gonna check. So I'm gonna change my buoyancy lift. I'm gonna make it a little bit higher to 0.5. So it's gonna raise up a little bit faster than it did with the shockwave that we wanted really to keep low on the ground. This one, we don't want it to go really high fast like a fireball would do, but just rising up a little bit and not staying down. Burn rate, I'm gonna keep this the same. So we're going to now change the gas release. Okay, we're gonna animate this one. So what the gas release do, it's controlling how much gas is injected where the fuel is burned. So what it's gonna do, this is gonna cause those burning areas to kind of blow outward, you know, like an expansion in our fluids. So we're just going to animate that. So because I'm lazy, I'm gonna okay, I know I'm gonna finish by 15, but it's okay. Let's start with a value of 160 at the beginning. I want it to really expand quickly. So keyframe at the first frame, then I'm gonna go to frame 4, and I'm already gonna lower the value here to 30, and around frame 15 I'm gonna bring it down at the default value of 15. Okay, so if now I look at my animation curve, we're getting something like this. So now I'm just gonna make that looking a tiny bit better. Okay, like this. Okay, good. So flame contribution, we're going to leave it at like this, then this stays the same, and let's go see flames. I'm gonna go with a bigger height, so bring it up to 15. Then cooling range field, I'm gonna go to a low value. This I'm gonna bring it down to 0.15. Okay. So okay, so 0.1, that's the default. That's right. Okay, so oops, let's bring that back up. Close this. So shape, we're going to animate a disturbance. This disturbance here, I'm gonna go with sorry, that's okay. Control influence, I'm just gonna lower it to 0.9. Oops, not 69, sorry, 9. And like I said, dissipation at 2, shredding. So temperature, I'm gonna go here down to 0.53. This I leave the same. Control setting is off. Banding is fine. Turbulences, I'm gonna make a higher values to 0.25. Grain 0.5. just give it a random seed. Now here I'm gonna make it the control influence. I'm gonna bring it up to 0.9. Okay, to get a bit stronger. And confirm we're not using, so that's fine. Oops. If I go to advanced, just wanna quickly go check here. Okay, so advanced advection, and I'm gonna switch this to BF ECC for both of them. And that's kind of it. That should be okay for the pyrosolver. So I'm gonna actually get rid of my collision node. I'm not gonna do any collisions. I'm gonna right click here on my resize node, and I'm just gonna go to match current definition, because I'm just gonna get rid of that node. I don't need it inside here. Okay, so on my emitter, let me just get rid of my temperature animation. Oops, that's not what I was looking to do. This, yeah. So I'm gonna get rid of activation as well. Keep it at 1. I'm gonna delete this one. I'm gonna do value at 1. Add a keyframe here. Okay, frame 1. I'm gonna go to frame 2. Put it a value here of 0. I'm gonna open it in my channel editor. Press H to zoom on it. Grab them and just move them down from 1 frame. So actually, I'm already here starting my sim with a value of 0. Okay, for my density. I just kept those 2 keyframes if I want to maybe change it later. But right now we don't have any density anyway. Okay, because if we look here, we can see we didn't use it. But if you want to, for some reason, add density on it, you could have already here keyframe set. But up to you. You can totally get rid of those as well and keep it at 0. That would be just fine. So now I'm gonna come here and the scale velocity. And I'm gonna go from -2 right away. And it didn't let me. Okay, it doesn't let me. So I'm gonna keep it as frame 1 and then moving it later. So scale velocity, I'm gonna put a high value of 4.5. Then go to frame 4 and put a value of 0.55. And finally, I'm gonna go to frame 15 and scale velocity of 0. So let's once again open here. Take this one, move it down at -2, and just make a bit nicer curve. Sorry. Okay. Like this. Okay, so we have a mission here. Switch this to source fuel. Oh, did it change? So it did add a keyframe. So let's just select this one and delete it. And scale velocity as well. Instead of being a 1, I'm gonna make it a value of 0 again. Okay, better. So fuel, that's all good. Perfect. So now I'm not gonna affect particles in right now. Okay, so I'm just gonna bypass it. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add a drag dop, just drag force. Okay, and what I want to do, I'm gonna animate my force. Okay, so again, let's go now at the first frame. And I'm going to use already a small values, really small values, so 0.0, like 5, okay? And at frame 8, I'm gonna go with still a small value, but just 0.2. So that's gonna just allow me to get my fleet to start to expand quickly, and then really get a stronger drag value to prevent it to go too far, okay, to calm it down again and to kind of compress it and preventing it to expand like crazy. And I'm gonna just change the set default operation to set always to get it to cook every time. And that's it for drag. And I've deleted the collision object. Yeah, let me bring back my collision object actually. I wanted to interact with my ground, so no, sorry, I want to go here, no, here, copy, okay, paste. And smoke. So let's look at this already. Okay, so let me bring this a bit more here. Go back at the first frame. I'm gonna save my file as smoke v1. Okay, now I'm going to activate my sims again and just let's see what that does. Why am I not seeing anything? Because it does cook. So let's just check this quickly. So I'm just gonna change a bit my curve here. That's not the reason, but would like to have a little bit higher velocity at the beginning. So smoke emitter. So if I go back, just gonna turn off the other emitters. Oh, hold on, don't tell me I started to change stuff here. Did I? No, I don't think so. Okay. It's gonna be easy to check, actually. Yeah, no, I was in the right place. Okay, good. So that's fine. Okay, fuel, temperature, and velocity. Okay. And just double check everything. So why am I not seeing anything in here? Actually, let me turn the heat on as well. Why am I not seeing anything? So reset. Okay, let's turn this one off for 1 second. Okay, I see something there. It's not that strong. It's really not strong at all, so let me check why. So, initial data 111, so that's fine. So, yeah, I'm gonna leave this here. Temperature. That might be it, actually. Was that it? Yeah, so that's already making it stronger, but I am surprised about still something here. I got some initial data coming in. And that should get me to cook at the first frame. So I don't know why I'm not having anything here. Start frame 1. Supposed to get something right away. Just visualization, so just make sure the temperature is correct as well. Okay. Just checking those two values, max and min. That seems to be just fine for me. I should be able to even get rid of my emitter. Oh, I got something there. Okay, I'm having an issue there because it's really not what I'm expecting it to be. Okay, so let's check why. I'm gonna go through every single one again and see what causes this to go wrong. So simulation 0.1.6. Okay. So that's okay. Oh, hold on. Create dense smoke. I think that's it. Hopefully. No. It's adding something, but that's not it. I'm gonna change this in the meantime. So what it does, it's if the heat is at that value or lower, it's gonna start to emit smoke. Okay. Yeah. So I don't want it to emit smoke unless the heat is 0.433 and lower. I must have put something in here. This seems correct. Yeah, so why am I getting this weird result? That's okay. I'm not sure what's going on in there, so I'm really looking at all of them. Yeah, that seems correct. I don't think that would change anything, you know. Oh, maybe, hold on. If I go back to my meter. Yeah, so I've added the volume up, multiplying the temperature and the fuel, okay? Checking here, I don't really see anything here else that could cause that, I think. So let me just figure out what's going on in here and why I'm getting those weird results. thinking. Yeah. So, yeah, that's okay. So, that doesn't show anything visually. Okay, so that seems all good. Just gonna go in here, just check what I know that's fine. I don't have any gravity there, so that's fine. Even though I'm surprised about the temperature. It seems to be really cold when it's supposed to be kind of hot. That's okay. Let's try to I'm gonna add some steps here just in case, but nope. So what else? What else could it be? We got shape, setup. Smoke 0.21. Oh, that's my bad. Actually, there we go. Yeah, that's way better. Okay, so I'm just thinking that I might have done it wrong for the previous cache as well, and on the, how do we say, shockwave. So let's just check quickly the shockwave. Yeah, so let's turn this one on here as well. And I'm quickly, I think that was it. I don't think we used it in here, did we? Yes, we did. Or did I just set that up? Let me just... Yeah, okay, so... I'm gonna turn it quickly on for all of them here. Okay. What does this one look like? This one doesn't have... Okay, no, yeah, now obviously it gets on. That makes sense. So again, yeah, I don't know why I forgot this one. Okay, so I'm gonna just make a flip book of my low res here. Okay, to have an idea what it's gonna look like. Okay, okay, so this is what I'm getting right now. Okay, so that doesn't look too bad. One thing I want to check here. Yeah, I didn't put back the collision, so I'm gonna plug that back in here. Okay. Yeah. So, and turn the drug back on, because yeah, if we look at it, we don't feel it kind of slowing down, being like compressed a little bit from the outside. So that's what the drug is going to really help us prevent this to expand too much. Okay. So I want to update here as well now. First, the smoke upres. So let me check. That should be all good since we had references. So okay. That's fine. Okay, just in case, let's select them all, because I see there's one here, but there might be some others. So shockwave and smoke. Okay, so yeah, there was one here as well. Okay, so let's just check let's look at those now. So instead of being hand animated keyframes, I'm just gonna make reference copies from my emitter here. Okay, so copy. Hold on, what did I just... Oh, yeah, just want to make sure I got the right one. So copy, paste, copy copy relative reference. Copy. Paste. Again, careful to always paste them as relative references, okay? Because once again, we're inside an OTL, so if you would just put like copy reference, that would put the entire path. But again, if we would have changed it later some name or put it inside a subnetwork, you know, that would not work anymore. So always get just used to work with relative references paths, and that's gonna prevent you to get a lot of errors over time. So just a good thing to get used to. It's never gonna break because you do that, at the very least. Okay, so I might have done that. I should have done that first. So source fuel, yeah. Hold on, why is it? Why did it change it here? Yeah, so okay, I'm gonna change this manually. Yeah, no, I don't want to change it manually because it might change some other things inside. That's annoying. Okay, I'm gonna just copy paste this one for now and just kill my references here. Just want to make sure it's pointing to nothing when I make my changes, so it's not gonna affect source fuel. Okay, and now I'm just gonna go here, paste, copy, paste, copied expressions, no, copy, paste expression, and finally copy, paste expressions. Oh, I see, and I have to get the path. Okay, and source fuel, so that's fine. So my repress comes here. So now if I just check fuel, yeah, now it's using the fuel instead of the density, so that's good as well. Instancing, yeah, no, we don't use volume, add. Okay, that seems to be all good. Appraise, smoke. Okay. That seems correct. And I'm gonna change here, so dissipation, I'm turning it on, and I'm going to grab, I'm gonna animate actually the turbulence. So I'm gonna go at frame 5. I'm gonna set a value of 1.35, make it a bit stronger, okay. And then at frame 11-ish, I'm gonna go with value of 0.5. Okay. Simplex 5. I'm gonna leave this same. Okay, I think everything else is all good. So let's go now into a smoke one node here. Again, just shock wave and smoke. One thing that could be worth doing as well with our tool would be to just, where did it open? No. Okay. Instead of going just in hood, staying at that level with the nodes, we could just imagine having a selection here inside the OTL at the object level, and then from there going in one extra loop and going for like a C in end.children or all sub-children. I think there's one that's gonna really dive as deep as it can, and then trying to do it at that point. So like this, we wouldn't have to do it for every single node. But again, feel free to do it if you want. That's definitely something you could do as well. Just update that code to be able to get access to the children of a selected nodes as well. So I would run that script for n plus the children. Okay, personally, I'm gonna leave it like this for now. So this being done, the next pass we're going to see in the next video, it's gonna be the shockwave. Not the shockwave, sorry. It's gonna be the fireball.